Hey there, everyone. This is lesson 4-4. We're going to solve percent change and percent error problems. Don't forget to put your name, class period, and today's date on the top of your paper. The essential question we aim to answer in this lesson is how can I solve problems that involve percent change and percent error? Question 1 asks, what exactly is percent change? Percent change describes an amount of change, it could be an increase or a decrease, as a percent of the original value. So we're looking at how does something change from what it was at the very beginning. Question 2 says, how do I find percent change? Well, for this we're going to go back to our percent equation, which says part equals percent times whole. To find the percent change, we have to first define what is the part and what is the whole in the problem where an amount has changed. In percent change problems, the part is the amount of change that has taken place. And to find the amount of change that's taken place, you're going to subtract the original number and the new number. That is equal to the percent change, or by what percent it is different from the original value, times the whole. And in this problem, the whole is the original amount. So that's the number it was before there was an increase or a decrease to that number. Take a look at this problem. Billy was 48 inches tall last year. This year, he is 54 inches tall. What is the percent increase in his height? Go ahead and pause the video while you copy that problem. To solve this problem, we're going to follow 3 easy steps. Step 1 is subtract to find the amount of change that has taken place. In this case, 54 take away 48 is a difference of 6. 6 is the part of your percent equation. Next, identify the original amount. In this case, what was the height of Billy before he grew? And that is 48 inches. Since he was 48 inches before there was a change in his height, this is the whole amount. And last but not least, set up the percent equation and solve. To solve this equation, we have multiplication that we need to undo, so we undo that by division. And again, remember you're dividing both sides of that equation by the number in the multiplication problem. And when you do that, you get P equals 125 thousandths. Now remember, this is the decimal form of your percent answer. So to get it in its percent form, you still need to multiply by 100, and you get 12 5/10%. In summary, the 3 steps to solve a percent change problem ask you to first subtract the original number and the new number to find the change. That's your part. Step 2, identify the original number. What was it before there was a change value? That is your whole. And 3, substitute your part and whole into your percent equation and solve to find the percent of change. Question 3 asks, what is percent error? Percent error describes how accurate a measure or estimated value is compared to the actual value. So question 4 then asks, how do I find percent error? As you might expect, we're going to go back to that percent equation, but this time we need to identify what does the part mean in a percent error question and what does the whole mean in a percent error question. In a percent error question, the part is still a subtraction. This time though, you need to find the difference in the measure or the estimated value and the actual value. That will represent your part. So you're still going to subtract. That part is still equal to the percent error times the whole, and this time the whole is the actual value. Try this problem. Jason predicted 227 students would attend the school dance. The actual number of students attending was 250. What is Jason's percent error? To start, we need to identify the difference which represents the part. In this case, we're finding the difference between the actual number of students and the predicted number of students, or 250 take away 227, and that difference is 23. That represents our part. Step 2, we need to identify the actual number, and the actual number of students attending the dance was 250. So this number represents our whole. And then step 3, we need to set up and solve our percent error equation. So 23 is our part, and that is equal to our percent times 250, which represents our whole. So now we're going to go ahead and solve this equation just like we did before. And because there's multiplication, and we need to turn that around, we're going to divide both sides by 250. And P is equal to 92 thousandths. Now don't forget that this is our decimal form of our answer, and in order to get it into its percentage form, we need to multiply that answer by 100. So Jason's percent error was 9 2/10%. In summary, we have 3 steps again. The first step is subtract, and this is going to give us our part. Step 2 is to identify the actual value, and that actual value is what represents the whole. And then step 3, as before, is to set up and solve the percent equation.